Check, check, mic check, 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 check. All right, think we're good there. And we're about to go live over here. Let's see. What's up, Automation Nation? It's Justin Morgan of AutomationMaster.net here to help you automate your business, master your destiny, and maximize your impact. This is day number 23 of 25 days of automation. We're coming around the home stretch, and really the last few tasks are all around this same topic, and that is coming up with a viral campaign. Right? We all want the hit video that's up on YouTube, that's trending, something on Facebook that gets shared by thousands of people. We all want that thing. And so we think that it comes down to luck when it really, and some people say you can't force a viral thing. I would say yes and no. That is kind of incorrect. You can attempt to actually set up and structure a campaign in a way that is meant to be shared out. Now, are you going to have the same virality that some of these crazy videos have? We have 1 million views. No, that's not the point. The point is to have something that is effective, that gets people into your ecosystem and doesn't allow or doesn't require your extra work. So I've discussed this a little bit before, and now is today we're going to kind of deep dive on creating a viral campaign. So today I'm going to talk about the concept again and in more detail from a more strategic standpoint. And then tomorrow I'll talk about more of the setup. Okay, so those are going to be the tasks for the next today and the next day as we wrap this thing up. Okay, and for the winner for this today, I'll go ahead and announce the prize for today. The prize is I will help you set up your viral campaign. So make sure you follow the instructions on facebook.com/JustinMOfficial if you want to figure out how you get advantage and take advantage of that. All right, enough is enough. Again, viral campaign, right? So and we all want that video. And we're strolling down Facebook, right? And we see, hey, this video has like 100 shares, 1,000 shares, has 1 million views. We want that thing. Now, it doesn't always work that way, but we do know some concepts. We do know some principles that are a little cliche, right? So we know one, the principles is birds of a feather, what? What do they do? What do birds of the same feather do? They flock together, right? So we know that. We've heard of that. So for most of us, we're like, oh, that's just a cliche. It doesn't really apply to business, but it does, right? It does. And this is the reason that sharing works is because typically if me as Justin, I'm interested in one thing, or I have a certain problem, more than likely I have somebody else in my life, somebody else in my network, somebody else that's in my community that also shares that same problem. We are birds of a feather. We flock together. Therefore, our problems are similar, right? So that's the concept. That's the way that works. The other principle is when it comes to contest and sharing, again, people want something for what is perceived as nothing. And for the most part, people don't view information as value or as currency. Right? They're getting a little more hip to it. They understand now. Again, because there's more and more marketing, but there's still people who don't understand that information is currency. Okay, but we as business people do. So understand that you have to offer something value for value, right? Value for value. Their information is value. You're giving something of value. Something of value can be a gift. Something of value can be a chance to win. It can be an opportunity, right? And so that is another principle that goes into a viral campaign. The other piece is social proof. When people see other things that are working, that are functioning, they're doing well, that are popular, they tend to want to check those things out. And the way that a viral campaign does or works is trying to force that thing into the circle of popularity, giving it social proof, right? That's the point of it. So how do we make that happen? Obviously, by bribing them with something. That's where it kind of gets tricky because now it's like, well, Justin, what do I bribe them with? what's worth it? The short answer is it depends. Right? It depends. So y'all gonna say, hey, wait, you have a free gift. You're gonna want to think of something a little bit more than a free gift in this one. Okay? Think about it a little more purposely. Think about it a little more creatively. Put a little more intent into it. Think beyond your original free gift in this one. Now, if your original free gift works, that's fine. But if your original free gift is kind of like bland at this point, like again, you thought about it. Again, I wanted to marinate a little bit first before I then gave you this task. Because now maybe you can add something onto your gift. Maybe you can enhance it, make it better. I don't know what your thing is, but just think about it that way. It has to be so great, it has to be so amazing that it's worth people not just getting themselves, but also sharing with somebody else. See, it's okay for me to opt in for the thing, right? It's okay for me to opt in for the thing. It's just me. Like I just gave you my email address. This is me. But the moment that I have to drag somebody else into it or tell somebody else about it, and it sucks, then it's like, hey, Justin, that thing that you shared with me, like, what was that about? Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, so the moment you have to drag other people in, people kind of get squeamish, right? They get nervous because they don't want to look bad. So you got to make them look good. The whole point is to make other people look like superheroes, right? And that's when they really want to share stuff. Make other people look like superheroes. Give people a no-brainer, something that has to be shared. So there's a few different ways to do it. So again, there's sharing for the sake of instant gratification, right? So they're sharing to get access to a gift, which we talked about, but the principle is the same. So let's say I take them or create a page, and this page has a free thing that they want to get. Maybe it's a coupon, maybe it's free access to a website. You want it to be something that is cheap or free, easily duplicatable, and if possible, instantly deliverable, right? That is the sweet zone of what you want to create. The other piece, the other option is, if not something for free, not something you just want to share for, that you run a contest, right? That's the other thing. Now, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, so make sure you look up particular laws in regards to running a contest on whatever platform you choose. But that is the instance where you could go with something more expensive, something that may cost a little money, a little more time, right? It could be a consultation. It could be, like I've done a number of different giveaways here, given a lot of my time here, promised a lot of my time, right? It depends on what it is and what you want to do and what works for you. Just make sure it works for you, all right? But the most important part that gets missed is you can't just make the prize anything. Don't just make the prize anything. So you need to actually think about today, in today's task, think about what you want to give away and how you want to give it, right? Contest or share. Think about those two things. Then what type of contest, right? Are you going to reward people for sharing the most or getting other people to join? Or is you going to do like a random draw? So is it a competitive contest, straight up luck contest, one entry? Or is it the more you do, the more entries you have? There is an option for that. Okay, so just think about it that way, right? Just think about it that way. Think about those things. But what are you going to give away? It has to be amazing, right? It has to be amazing. The other piece, again, if you're running a contest, just make sure, and again, tomorrow we'll talk a little more about the software piece, right? Today I just want you to kind of map it out, think about it. But again, what do you want to give away that's relevant, that makes sense, that really just adds to the business journey that people are going through with you? You don't want to be a coach that talks about grief giving away iPads. You don't want to be a coach who talks about grief giving away iPads. Like, I may sign up for your contest just because I want the iPad. I have no interest in talking about how I'm grieving. Right? So you want it to be relevant to what you do in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Right? Okay. The other part, and I've done a whole video, and I got to fish this thing out from somewhere, right? Talking about how to develop a contest. And that was really good. The last piece that you want to think about is, okay, Justin, I need to make something. What do I need to make? And that's kind of like the natural question people ask. And it kind of get around that, right? So making doesn't just have to be you have to physically make something from scratch. Just like I said before, for your programs, you don't have to worry about making the thing day one, right? Just make sure it's something that you can give away. And it doesn't have to be your thing. You can promise to purchase something, right? Like an iPad. You don't make the iPad, you just buy the iPad and just send it to them, right? Simple. It's the same thing, right? Look, you can think of this in creative ways, right? There's creative ways to do this. And if you're not a big time coach, maybe you sponsor them to go, maybe work or go to somebody else. I don't know what you want to work out, right? Maybe you have some JV that you can possibly give them access to, some junior venture that you, joint venture that you can give them access to, or you worked out something with somebody else where they get access to their program for free, whatever it is, right? Find a way to give something that is amazing, that is of extreme value, and people will be into it. Something I'm always trying to think about myself. So, I mean, it's an art, not a science. But that is today's task. That's what we're going to do today. Today, you're going to come up with the gift, talk about how you want to give it, like the structure. Is it be contest or a share? What kind of contest? How you're going to pick a winner? How many winners? Okay? And you're going to think about how you're going to create this thing, how you're going to deliver this thing. The concepts are the same as all the other days, right? So you've been given the structure of how to launch and put these things together. Now you're just kind of doing it for a viral campaign. But it's to help promote the rest of your stuff. So again, I'll talk a little bit more on that tomorrow. From there, the only other thing that I would consider is, again, what platform, right? Again, we'll talk a little bit more tomorrow, but there's some different ways to do it. I want you to think about whether you want to do it via social media, you want to do it via a website or a piece of software, because there's ways that you can do a contest and viral share campaign within Facebook itself, by itself, or you can use some other platforms. And I'll talk about these two different strategies tomorrow. But for now, map it out, see how you ideally want to do it, and we'll do some more tweaks, and you can do some implementation tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow on the 24th day. We're rolling things up. Make sure you share this with a friend, family member, or a foe, because they need this information too. I appreciate you. I'm Justin Morgan of AutomationMastery.net. To help you automate your business, master your destiny, and maximize your impact. And as usual, treat each day as a building block to a better future. Peace.